Hey tubers, this is Brian Notawag back again. This is my second video I'm doing today. Just I'm gonna show off some books that I bought in the last year. This is from my X-Men collection or group, whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with X-Men number 50. This is a book I bought at my local comic shop in Gainesville, Virginia, and it's a Steranko cover. I'm not sure which appearance this is of Lorna Dane. It might be the first one. Hold on just a second and I'll consult the handy dandy Overstreet Price Guide. Anyways, it's I like this cover. What I like about it is it's analogous color scheme, kind of. The green and the yellows and kind of into that little bit of orange there. It's a pretty cool cover. Give me 1 second to find this book in here. And I've almost got it. Alright, 50 is no. Actually, 49 is the first Polaris. And so I'm going to guess it numerically that would make this one her second appearance. And it books in at 215 and near mint. And it's definitely not near mint. It's probably mid-grade because I paid $50 for it. And when I look at it, it shows. So anyways, I got 50, 58. This is the first appearance, I guess, of Havoc, all decked out in his costume. Excuse me. This is an eBay purchase. It's worthwhile. It's a little bit more than I should have paid for it, I think, at like $60 or so. But it's not a bad copy. This book here is I found this when I was visiting my mother in New York. She lives in a tiny little town. It's so small, it's just small. It doesn't have a red light or anything. But the only thing, what it does have is a bunch of antique stores. And one day when I was kind of bored, just looking for something to do, I went wandering around these little antique stores, and one of them had some old comics, and this happened to be one of them. So I got online, I looked real quick to see what the price was. Or see what the price would be for this issue, and it turns out they were right on the money when I took it up to register. It ended up costing me $20. It's got a lot of spine wear and corners aren't great, but you know what? For $20 for a book this old, it's not bad. One thing about these old Marvel covers that I like a lot, and it always just, I think it looks great on the covers, catches my eye, is this box right here where they put the price in the Marvel Comics group and the issue numbers. On all of the Marvel books from this era, that's one of my favorite things about them, other than just the fact that a lot of the work was really good. Next up, I've got 61. I don't have much to say about this one. It's in rough shape, a lot of like scuff mark here, but you know what? I think it was like cost me $10, so it's in my group. And then I take a big long jump up to the new X-Men. And again, these are just what I happen to be able to pick up. Most of these are what I happen to pick up at my local shop. I think in this era here, these end up costing me about $10 a piece. So this is 113, 114. They believed that the X-Men were killed in the last issue in their fight against Magneto, and they thought that just Beast and Jean Grey got out, and obviously that's portrayed on the cover. And then, let's see, we take a large jump to 127. This particular group, they were fighting Dr. McTaggart's son and Proteus. I didn't think too much of these particular storylines. The art was pretty good. I liked it. I just didn't like the villain. I just didn't like him that much. as a villain. He twists reality on people, and so you get things like this going on in 128. Then, Saves from the Knights of Hellfire. I guess they have a run-in with the Hellfire Club in 129. I just read these last week. I just read so many comics in such a short period of time. A lot of them just ran together. So, one thing I noticed about a lot of these earlier X-Men covers, or Uncanny X-Men, is like Colossus seemed to take a pretty prominent role in most of the covers. Hellfire Queen, she's pretty cool. I should sit down before I start doing these videos and take notes so that I can give you guys great information on all of them, but yeah, a little lazy for that. But anyways, I like this cover. She looks like one psycho bitch, and you can see it in her eyes. I showed off some of these books on a previous video for, I think it was my entry in Vin Cruz contest. So if you've seen that video, you're familiar with some of these. This is near the beginning of the Dark Phoenix saga with 132. Actually, I think it was 131 I showed off in the last video. Just because Mastermind here was messing with Phoenix's mind and starting to bring out the Dark Phoenix. And again, this is one of my all-time favorite X-Men covers with Wolverine taking on these Hellfire guys. Another, I guess it's a classic cover for X-Men. It's 134. It's nice. I'm not a huge fan of this particular cover. I do like this one on 135 though, because again, you can see John Byrne just with the crazy in the eyes, man. The eyes say it all. 136. 1 second, I'll throw the other pile up in front of you. Alright, this stack is starting off with 137, the Phoenix Must Die storyline. They're wrapping up the Dark Phoenix saga. Jean Grey's decked out in a Marvel Gold costume, and it's a really good book. Then, Exit Cyclops. He's all broken hearted because this woman died. Poor boy. 129. Welcome, Kitty. Yay. This is actually kind of a good book. I enjoyed it. 140. I really like this one. It's a good story. Wolverine and Nightcrawler go off to the frozen north, so Wolverine can deal with trying to get himself permanently off the Alpha Flight's ass-kicking list so that he can, be left alone and just be part of the X-Men. And while he's up there, he has a run-in with a Wendigo again. Good book. Oh no, Days of Future Past. Or present, whatever. I don't. Anyway, it's not important. The important thing about this book is there's a movie coming out and it's sending the prices of this book into the atmosphere. It was a pretty good book. This is the first appearance of Rachel, the next iteration of Phoenix, and also I think Franklin Richards dies in this one, which he's barely even a character in this book, so I don't understand why they make a big deal out of him even being in it. Oh no, it's a second printing of it. I think this is with one of those action figures sets. I think it was in one of those. You see, it's not for sale. But I think it came with an action figure. I'm really not sure where I picked this up. 142. This issue, everybody dies, and just about everybody did die. But, of course, it's Marvel Comics, so it doesn't really matter who dies. They'll be back again eventually. And again, this is part of that Days of Future Past, and again, another book that's going through the roof as far as prices because of the movie. 144. It really didn't do that much for me. Oh no, I got it again. Why? Because I've been going on eBay and buying lots of comics, so you can't always control what's in a lot, and it's usually, you end up getting some books you've already got. But in this case, this one is not as good a shape as this one, so it's worth it. And plus, when you buy lots, generally you're getting a better deal on the price if you're lucky than if you buy these books individually. 145. They have I like this cover. Not a huge fan of the storyline inside, but the cover's pretty good. They have a run-in with Doom and Arcade. Again, this is kind of continuing that storyline in 146. This one was pretty good. I like this. What's the villain's name? Something, I don't remember how to say his name, but he's a villain that these X-Men fought in an earlier issue, like in the 90s. And so they went back to the Magneto base that's hidden under the mountain, and this guy is there kind of guarding it for Magneto. And this is issue 149. And then Kitty Pryde leaves the X-Men. And this one, I think 151, I think this is when she went off to the Hellfire Club. Her parents sent her off to the Hellfire Club. Some of these aren't in the best of shape, as you can see, spine stress and corners, but most of the ones that are in not great shape, the price that I paid for them also reflects that, so it's not like it's a huge loss. Then we have 154. In this one, Corsair comes to Earth and gets with Scott because these little weirdo alien monsters are chasing him. And I think this is one where he reveals to Scott that he's his father. No, you're Luke, blah, 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 you're not my father. Kind of stuff going on. It's 154. 155. Again, nobody stays dead for long in Marvel Comics. And this book. Oh no, Phoenix is back. Guess what? She's not, but it was a good book anyways. It's 157. Oh no, another copy 157. This book. Rogue decides that she doesn't want to be a horrible, horrible bad guy after all. I think this is the one where she joins them. 158. I need to find 59, 60, and 61 so that I know how in the heck these Brood guys showed up. I kind of do know, but because I used to read the classic X-Men. But anyways, it's a pretty cool cover. Wolverine, blah, 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 getting eaten up by a Brood guy. Kitty doing her thing. She's a pretty cool character. She's actually one of my favorite characters of the X-Men. I never really thought that she got her due. Carol Danvers in 164 becomes binary. Was that last one? 164. Okay, I don't have 165, but it's on my list of things to get. So this is 166. Again, they continue their little fight with the Brood. And again, this is the result of buying comic books in lots off of eBay. I got two copies of it. And this one actually is in better shape than the last one, so it's not a bad deal. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is where Paul Smith makes his appearance on X-Men. Let me consult the old Bible real quick. I should just have this page marked, but I don't, so bear with me. Oh no, it's actually 166 according to this. Nope, sorry, 165. I don't have that one, I think. But anyways, Paul Smith is one of the artists throughout the years on X-Men who I really don't think got his due. I think his work was so much better than most people give him credit for. He even makes that douchebag Cyclops look good on this cover. 168. Kitty gets into a scrap, and you notice she's dressed like a New Mutant in this, and that's because she got downgraded from being an X-Men to a New Mutant because Xavier was feeling guilt about putting a child in with the heroes and putting her life in danger, and this was right about the time that the X-Men were off in space in that previous story arc, and so while they were gone, he got the New Mutants together, and he figures since he's got the New Mutants now, she can be with students her own age, and that's what that's about. And I think the very first page on this, I think, is she's storming out of the front door of the mansion, and she's like, "Professor Xavier is a jerk." You know, it's a pretty cool opening. Again, and in this one, she ends up fighting some aliens down in the tunnels below the mansion, and pretty much saving everybody's ass. 169. It's the Angel. This really reminds me of the Mutant Massacre cover. I think of in X Factor when the Reavers had him pinned to the wall and cut his wings off. But it's not the Reavers doing it to him this time. It's the Morlocks, and that's because I think Callisto was in love with him. 172. Wolverine's getting married. Yeah, whatever. This next pile. Alright, so we're starting off with 173. Now, the X-Men have all gone to Japan in the previous issue, and they're gonna see Wolverine get married. But in this, the cool thing about this particular issue is, one, I really, really like the cover. It's another Paul Smith cover. And this is the first time that Rogue and Wolverine work on anything together, and they go and take down some bad guy. I don't remember who it was. And again, like I said, buying lots of comics on eBay, you get this double issues. But they're both in pretty good shape. 174. What happens here is Mastermind shows up again and starts playing with Cyclops and Madeline Pryor, who looks a lot like who? Yes, Phoenix or Jean Grey. This is actually really good shape, except for a little nick here. I bought this at a comic book shop in Frederick, Maryland, which is a really nice shop. I think it's called Beyond Comics. It's if you're ever in that area, it's worth stopping by and checking out. 175, 20th anniversary issue. This cover's got a lot going on. I really like the way they've got Phoenix there squashing Colossus, and I think this might be one of the earlier appearances of Storm dressed like this. I'm pretty sure that I have when she got her mohawk and all that, but I don't have it here with me, so I can't show you. 176. This issue actually turned out to be pretty good when I read it. It's one I was missing for a while, and and the thing is, I think most of the issue is just Cyclops and Madeline stuck on a float plane, a seaplane that broke down, and they're trying to repair it, and there's some crack in it. So the Kraken gets them, and so it's him trying to get away from that and save her and get back in the air. But actually, for as little as what has happened in this issue, it was a really good issue in my opinion, and I really do like the cover. This one, I don't remember everything. Oh yeah, I do remember what goes on in this one. Mystique hooks up with Arcade, and this isn't actually Wolverine killing Kitty. This is I think this is one where Arcade supplies Mystique with some robots just as the X-Men for training, and so she can train her Future Force mutants. It's a pretty good issue. I actually bought both of these at the same time off of eBay because the guy's like, oh, they're high grade CGC ready, and one of them is really nearly perfect, and it's the second one. This one I don't think it is because it's a little bit off right here. I don't know if you can. Hold on. Let me move back. Anyways, it's one of those. It's not so great on that particular corner, but this issue is really good. Really nice copy right here. 178. I don't recall what happens in this issue off the top of my head, but there it is. 180. This is Kitty's feeling all butthurt because Storm got her hair cut, and she's not like the mother figure that she used to be to her, and so Kitty's acting like a brat every time she's around Storm, and so Storm flies her up into the stratosphere to have a talk with her. And again, buy lots of comics on eBay and you're gonna get doubles. This is actually the very first, not this issue or this copy, but this issue 181 is the first X-Men comic book I ever bought when I was a kid, and this is when they returned from the Beyonder world, and they end up, I don't understand how they got dropped off in Japan, but they did, and a giant dragon ends up coming with them. And apparently, I don't remember Lockheed, but apparently Lockheed went to the Beyonders world with them. He's probably in there, I just forgot him. And I just thought this was really cool because, here, I've got a second copy buying lots on eBay. But anyways, I just think this is really cool how they've got the X-Men lounging on the title up here on the top. And, yeah, so my very first X-Men comic. Don't remember what happened in this one, but it's a pretty cool comic book, or a pretty cool cover. Again, kids, be careful when you're buying lots on eBay. 208. This is Nimrod, the pink guy on the cover. He's like a sentinel from the future that learns from his mistakes, and the X-Men get in a fight with Hellfire Club. And in the middle of all of that, Nimrod shows up to beat everybody's ass. Here he is, getting owned by Colossus. Now this book right here is 213. And I believe this is at the beginning of the Mutant Massacre. And basically, this is one of my favorite X-Men comic books early on, because this is the first time that I ever saw Sabretooth. And he gets into a fight, and Wolverine and Sabretooth get into it, and it's just an epic brawl. And also, this is the first time I ever saw Betsy Braddock, or Psylocke as most people know her. My thing is that I prefer Psylocke when she was in her original body, and not the ninja assassin that they made her after they went into the Siege Perilous. That's just my personal preference. But this is an excellent cover and an awesome brawl on the inside. 214. This thing on Dazzler's neck is, I don't remember. It's one of the Reavers. I don't remember which one, but basically it's Malice. Malice takes over the people and makes them do crazy shit. This is my first introduction to the character of Dazzler, and I personally, Dazzler, I think, is a pretty cool character also. I don't think she got her due. I think too much emphasis was always placed on her Disco Queen days, but I do like that at this point in time they didn't really, make a big deal out of her being that disco roller skating mirror ball chick. I think she was a really cool character, and I think she had a good run in this era. Then last, I've got 214. This is pretty much Storm was on her own. I don't think Storm had her powers at this time. I think she was just on her own with some punk girl that these three had captured. Now these three guys, they're like world heroes from the World War II era, and they have so much potential as either villains or either heroes or villains. I think I don't think that Marvel has used these guys enough. I think that these three guys right here, Super Saber, the guy in the blue, Crimson Commando in the red, Crimson, and Stonewall, I think that they had so much potential. But being as they're from the World War II era, and they are old and they look old, I don't know, maybe they've died out in the Marvel Universe by now, because they're not super soldiers and they weren't frozen in suspended animation. But I think they had a lot of potential, and I did enjoy this book. I'm going to wrap this video up. It's 24 minutes. It's going to take me forever to upload. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is that we do on YouTube. And thank you for watching.